don't know your background, but I'm assuming that you didn't have a mentor to tell you how to start a media company, so you figured it out on the go, right? Mm-hmm. And there's beauty in that because you don't have any blueprint to follow. Like even us, like I never listened to any podcast before we started a podcast, so I didn't know how to format it.
Likewise,
but that's a good thing because you don't have anything to copy, right? So we have the benefit. There's a blessing in every curse. We've been through a lot in our experience, but the benefit of not having a culture is that you get to create your own culture, and you're not stuck with the same, principles that you have to follow, those same rituals, stuff like that. That's actually can be a benefit. So you ask like the suit, and you could do it all. Mm-hmm. Like us, like we don't wear suits every day. We wear hats, we wear sneakers, we wear hood. But if it's time to put a suit on, we can put a suit on.
Can the lack of standards be a detriment though?
It depends, man.
That's why I'm asking.
I seen Diddy throw formal parties and show up in a tank top and Timbs. You dig what I'm saying? And just walk around the party. What you gonna say? Like
you got the leverage, right?
You know what I'm saying?
You out.
Rest in peace to my man YB. I wore a suit to his funeral. Everybody suited up. I walk up to the casket and he got a fitted on with some jeans and I could just hear him laughing like, yo, I got dressed up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel like with our culture, I'd like to get to the day where if you have a business meeting with someone that's Japanese, they gotta dap you instead of you bowing. You know what I'm saying?
I guess that would depend on where you have the meeting at. If you had it in Japan,
well, if you coming to me, we're gonna do the handshakes. We're gonna do
so happy to do that. Look like the NBA wall.
You know what I'm saying?
Sitting there doing LeBron.
Word.
I think we do need a culture, though. I mean, there is a culture. I mean, we would talk about culture. Everybody use the word culture, but there is a culture. But I mean, listen, we all come from Africa, but sometimes I don't feel like they don't want us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've heard that
like we cast outs.
Right. Mandela came here and bounced.
Yeah. So it's like we need to figure out at least the people that can go forward. That's going to be the messengers to just start formulating the culture and starting today. You know what I'm saying? And
but do we agree? Can we agree that we're influential as Black people, right?
Globally,
all across the globe, right? So it's our culture that helps influence, right? Because part of culture is being influential.
It's culture, yeah, it is. But the thing about it is, like you said, there's different parts of culture, right?
Right.
We have a strong entertainment culture, and we have a strong sports culture.
But I think that's too strong.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's like my guy 19 Keys said all the time, like we don't have any standards.
Okay, now that's something
like
different.
That, you know what I'm saying? Like you go to these different countries, they have standards.
Right.
You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna marry anybody outside of our culture, outside of our religion. You're gonna do this. You're gonna be a doctor. Like there's so many different standards that they have, right? We as collectively, we don't have those standards. So we have influence as far as our culture for entertainment and sports and fashion. But what does that really mean in the grand scheme of things, right?
You're talking about core values.
The core value system.
Right.
What's the value system? What's the principle?
That's not in the culture, the influence.
Exactly. That depends on who you ask. That depends on who you ask. Because I would argue that hip hop is a culture. I would argue that in hip hop we do have standards.
What's the standards?
Oh, you must be this tall to ride the ride when it comes to rapping a certain way. When it comes to doing graffiti a certain way,
you said this tall?
This
tall to ride the ride. When it comes to if you want to be considered an MC.
But that's figurative. He means like literally.
I'm lost.
I see you like 5'4". Right, nigga, have you seen more P? Shout out to Heaven. Rest in peace, Prodigy. You know what I mean?
I'm like,
right here.
Baby is 5'5".
Let me help out. If you want to be considered an MC, you have to write your own rhymes.
But you talking about music though?
No, I'm talking about hip hop culture.
But
music is only one element of it.
Do you?
There are 4 elements.
All right, wait, go back to that. So in order to be an MC, you have to write your own rhymes?
Yes.
Is Kanye an MC?
No.
Oh, this is gonna be a whole different debate.
I didn't know he wanted to do that.
So because what you're probably saying is, to me, is always I keep a distinction as well. There's an orator, because if I give you something to say and you say it really nice, make it sound like it's yours.
Yeah.
But then if you're an MC, you really actually writing. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
but once again, Jay-Z, 1996, he said all blacks got in sports and entertainment.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't agree with him when he said
But
Why not?
Look, we said something.
Because
I
think we have more than that.
But we said we do have more than that.
We come back to that.
But we said the standards for our culture, and the first thing that you referenced was hip hop music and writing raps. That goes back to this music. Music is only one part. Why is music the majority of what we look at when we think of culture?
Every award show, everything that goes on.
What Rashad is saying is that the core value is not the standard that influenced hip hop to have a standard across the country, across the world. Like there's no standard that's saying like, yo, when you wake up in the morning, you must meditate. Let's say that was super prevalent in black culture. Right?
Exactly.
And it resonated into hip hop. It resonated into this factor of black, and this factor of black, and then every nation across the world took into it. Yeah. It starts with a foundation. I think that foundation isn't there.
All right, so I want to ask this. So I want to go around the room. Like, what are the points of culture that you feel like we have that doesn't revolve around entertainment?
That's why I wanted to talk to what he was saying. But hold on, with the line, because the first lesson I ever wrote was about that line. All blacks has got sports and entertainment. Mm-hmm. And the reason I wrestled with it because I was like, yo, is he on to something here? And so I showed kids 6 pictures, no joke. 30 kids, I showed them 6 pictures. It was Floyd Mayweather, it was Dr. Dre, it was Puff, it was Jay-Z, it was Oprah, and it might have been Beyonce. And they knew all 6, right? Mm-hmm. I said, perfect, they knew all of them. What do they all have in common? Sports and entertainment, mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. I showed them 6 pictures of the wealthiest black people on the planet. How many names do you think they knew? Zero. That's why Jay, what he was saying was correct. Because the 6 wealthiest black people on the planet didn't get it from sports and entertainment. They got it from oil. They got it from commodities. They got it from cement. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And it was like, nobody taught that to us, but nobody even showed it to us. Like, we had to go find it on our own. So like, it's important to understand, like what he was saying, it was, I don't even know if he even understood when he was saying it at that time. Like that's all he got, knowing that he's part of that? Or was it to say like, let's go dig deeper to see if this is really true?
Or knowing that it's not true because you just named 6 people who aren't in sports and entertainment. But that's not all blacks.
But the general audience doesn't know who they are.
Right. But that doesn't mean that's all we have. See, we focus on music because it's what we end up selling.
Yeah.
And it's the most popular part of something that we created.
It's the greatest export.
Exactly. However, the culture doesn't have anything to do with being sold. That's not DJing, graffiti. If you can sell it, cool, but it's still a cultural aspect. It's still the art of the culture.
It's art.
It's still the art of the culture.
Just about this. I gotta. I mean, how many white kids know what Warren Buffett looks like?
But I'm gonna tell you.
You know what I mean? Like,
right to your point.
I know what you're gonna do. Go ahead.
Some of them might, but
here's the thing.
Some of them might know that. My man who sold BET.
Bob Johnson.
But
some of them might know his face.
But here's the thing. It's about balance. Black people, we lack balance. It's not that sports and entertainment is bad, because white people have musicians and athletes as well. It's just that they have balance. So I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. If you ask anybody in America and say, who's the most 10 popular black people? You're gonna say Floyd, you're gonna say Jay, you're gonna say Kanye, it's gonna be all entertainers. You ask that same question of white people, you're gonna get Tom Brady, you're gonna get Taylor Swift, but you're gonna get Elon Musk. You're gonna get Jeff Bezos. You're going, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people are going, they're gonna come up. Right. They might even be higher on the list than their entertainers.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.